for at the 13th turn. Let's get in there and see what's happening. Clear weather, thankfully, that's good for us. And we're over the halfway mark in terms of victory points. We didn't even take any massive losses. I think it's only a % increase from last turn, so that's good. The French are getting a bit high. Right, so let's get in there and have a look at the replay, see what happened. Down in the south, this is 18th Army, basically just lapping around the end of the French defenders here. And the Luftwaffe did a bit of a number on them there, as you can see. We then surrounded a couple of regiments of the 22nd Division. A little bit further south, we can't push forward too much in this pocket. There's still a fair amount of French there, but we do get across the river in a second bridgehead there. Also, we erase a French regiment that was behind the lines. Two river bridges now, which is good. There's still quite a lot of forest to fight through, so we very cautiously edge forward. I basically am playing it very carefully here because we've got pretty limited amounts of troops, and the French seem to have an inexhaustible supply of reinforcement reserve divisions. They just keep coming and coming and coming. It's getting a bit worrisome, to be honest. Okay, on to 6th Army, and basically we move up where we can. The French have fallen back even further, and we do put some good hurt on some of their artillery pieces. With the Luftwaffe here, we unfortunately fail in attack, but inflict much higher casualties. Similar story here. We're still trying to force that sort of spearhead between the main force of the British and the French. It's not going amazingly, but it is sort of happening. Our troops are a bit tired out, and we really need to rest them, but we can't. At least we're not outrunning our supplies or anything. We lose a bunch of 109s there for some reason. Ouch. And yeah, the French are all hiding in a city. Oh wait, actually no, those are the fields. Yeah, they're mostly hiding in forests and cities, just making it difficult for us to advance and without exposing our flanks. But where they don't, we can hit them with the Luftwaffe and inflict some hurt. Yep, same here. We should have that bridge up next turn, so more things will be crossing, and they have to worry about us breaking around the western side of Mons. So I can imagine this completely being abandoned next turn. Also, some very stubborn French units refuse to move, which is like, you know, to be expected. The story of this game, really. Yeah, they resist an attack there. That, I mean, considering how much I'd battered that unit with the Luftwaffe and the artillery beforehand, it really is a bit questionable. Such is life, though. Hopefully these guys will try and fight it out, because then I'll be able to absolutely crush them with the infantry that have moved up next to them. And yeah, we surround these guys as well and sort of try and throw together a blocker there. They completely fail that attack, but at least our casualties are light and one of their regiments evaporates. So it's not nothing. We'll be able to finish them off next turn. I don't see them breaking out. There's only Belgians to help them, so yeah, they're still falling back at a decent rate, so we spend a lot of time moving our infantry up and then not having enough action points to attack, which is a really good way to defend in the Decisive campaign series. Okay, let's have a look at the 4th Army. They're breaking into the fortress of Antwerp, which is good. Excellent work there. I don't think they'll be able to take this turn, but maybe next turn if they can get enough. Oof. Ouch. They inflict a huge amount of Belgian casualties, but they didn't manage to take it. But yeah, looking at that attack, they'll definitely manage it next turn. Looks like they're breaching the river again for God knows how. Oh no, Baby Joey, don't do it. Oh no, sorry, no, that's not Baby Joey. That's Hannibal. Oh, those poor 7th is probably in for quite a bad time, unfortunately. Here comes 12th Army and Baby Joey. Looks like the Belgians have decided to stand and fight in Brussels. But doesn't do them any good. The Brussels hex falls, and with that we get a bunch more victory points, and the surrender clock should definitely be ticking on the Belgians. The British now have to worry about their northern flank just completely evaporating any minute now. So if we manage to keep the pressure on them here with Panzer Group Kleist and 6th Army, yeah, who knows? We could be looking at a big collapse of the central and northern main fronts. Looks like they're over the river and there's nothing the Belgians can do about it, giving them a straight shot towards Tournai and Lille. Our casualties are still higher than I would have hoped, but not the end of the world. Oof, that's good. That's quite a worrisome. Yeah, having that regiment there by itself makes me quite uneasy. But hopefully he can just break through there. Okay, and now 16th Army and the Dutch. Looks like they're continuing their breaches over the river there. Oh, that's a nice encirclement. Very well done. They're going to quite... Yeah, it looks like they might be able to strike into Gouda and Rotterdam before these guys can fall back. Oof, the 301st looking a bit shaky. And the French are on. Sorry, I missed that. They attempt to break out and it goes horribly for them. That's more like it. Yep, no surprise there. They're falling back along the roads and from the river there. Oh, I get to do another river assault over the coming turns. Absolutely wonderful. My favorite thing in the world. And yeah, oh no, they're falling back instead of trying to fight it out. That's unfortunate. Still all the French armoured and mobile units. And yeah, escaping the pocket that was threatened here. We'll see when we get around it if I can continue to force that wedge between the two of them. The Belgians are running for the seaside by the looks of it. Interesting. Looks like he's doing that thing where he stacks all his armor in the forests and cities to avoid the Luftwaffe, which is sensible but frustrating for me. And the British are running for it as well. Can't blame them. There's two very threatening penetrations of their lines. And off they go. Wow, well, they're really going for it. Disappearing off into the fog of war. Well, sometimes. Some of them are trying to fight back. They've got the tanks. I wonder where they're going. It looks like we're... Ooh, are they going to completely abandon that urban centre without a fight? That would be surprising, to say the least. They've been quite good about fighting for everything so far. Perhaps they've taken stock and decided that, well, a bunch of British planes killed some panzers. Not many, though. Oh, looks like the Belgian commander's running, and ouch time for the 7th, presumably. Yeah, predictably they do inflict quite heavy casualties though. Belgians aren't that good at this point, I guess. Unfortunately lose some tanks, probably due to overstacking from them being pushed back. And the Dutch are doing what they can. They do not manage to knock out the 301st, so these guys are, as they say, hosed. And looks like they're falling back to the final kind of defensive lines. Ooh, ouch, quite a lot of losses there. Cool, so let's have a look-see. It looks like they're trying to make another river line up while preserving this one, but yeah, that hex, which is oh no, I thought it was Utrecht has fallen, and this lot of guys are probably going to get surrounded this turn. Similar for the 6th division here, they can probably knock out that regiment there and surround them. So looks like it's really the end for the Netherlands and their troops now. They seem to have stacked a bunch of troops down here to defend this crossing, but we haven't really got anything to threaten it. Further down, the river has finally been crossed. As you can see, I can't actually see it. The supplies don't flow very well over there, but once this falls, they can start giving them some, getting some supply flow across these bridges by Antwerp. Similar thing down here. The Brussels defenders seem to have decided to die in place. That's fine. If they want to do that, they can do that. And the British are falling back before Panzer Group Kleist and its big spearhead of mobile units. 6th Army, it's the same. Oh, great. I'm going to have to go send a bunch of recon planes out to try and find where the French have buggered off to. My assumption is along this forest line, and then some blockers here. We should be able to eliminate this 22nd Infantry, and probably a few more guys along here can be pushed back. Down here in the south, yeah, big line of guys through this forest. Not much new there. I have to consider the paratroopers, but I really, there's not really a lot of opportunities to drop the glider troops in. Certainly not in the south here where the main fighting is. No, I think I might have to wait again. They've got pretty solid lines most places, except perhaps up here. I guess we could drop them in here, but it's worth considering, I suppose. 5th Panzer. Get some improvements. Nobody else. Oh no, Army Group A has cards as well. Rally unit. Let's see, who was a bit knackered? Nobody really. The poor Panzers down here, or the SS. No, the SS. Oh, wait, no, the SS could probably use it. Two of the Panzers can use it. Alternatively, what are these guys? No, they're pretty good as well. Actually, some units that aren't on basically full everything. I think I'll have to wait for that one. Cool. I'm just going to have to think about this. So we'll see whether I drop the paras or not next turn. And in the meantime, thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you next time.